Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Shadowhand. This is actually the pause screen if you start the game and then click out of it. Which, it's not much, but I guess it's nice to have one. It's weird that it's different from the other screens that you might have. So, yeah, same day as yesterday, as last recording, sorry. I'm gonna risk here potentially getting really sleepy halfway through this recording, but let's hop in. So now we're going to the Rover Arms, in which Shadowhand fraternizes with common folk and criminals, I think is what the word is fraternize. You would think that in her path to become a criminal, she would have already established a habit of going to a bar like this, a shady place where you'd run into other criminals. If anything, it would have made a lot more sense if she had secretly always been running off since her teenage years to this bar, and that's how her criminal life started with Maria. And it was just two crazy Thelma and Louise type characters. Time to lie low in this tavern? Oh no, too late. It's Dread. I must be very careful not to anger him. Aha, you must be the infamous Shadowhand, fresh out of the goal. I had no idea when we skirmished before that you were an up-and-coming land pirate. So, you found your way into this warm embrace of the Rover Arms, like many a vagabond before you. You're not picking a fight with me? Oh no, we leave work outside mostly, except for the occasional brawl and eye gouging. Come and have a tankard of ale with me and Turnpike. The Encroacher, and now featured on a glossy wanted poster. I admit I'm jealous. Good evening to you, Mr. Turnpike. Have you featured on many posters? Yes, more than I can count, but I was never caught because the likeness on the poster was poorly rendered. An opportunity squandered, but only for those cauliflower heads that sit in judgment. My vanity can bear the slight. Well, the artist behind my likeness seems rather good. I must remove these wanted posters immediately. So maybe they're introducing a new concept of you have to get rid of wanted posters. I guess that is the case. Yeah. The problem in a modern time, perhaps more than in the past, is that there is a lack of willingness for poor people or just people in general to buy random goods from random people, and you effectively need somebody who can fence any items that you steal. And like her stealing gold is fine; you can use that anywhere, but her stealing jewelry requires her to probably trade or sell it at a massive discount to people who won't ask questions. And that is only more so in modern times, as far as I would assume. Of course, if you're stealing like famous museum paintings, that there's no way people could have it other than it being stolen. I think there's very little questions that are going to be asked there, but if you're trying to sell to just an average Joe a TV or something, there may be some questions asked, and there's a lot of police stings and things, I assume, that would also catch people who think they're being smart selling stolen goods. At best, you probably end up going to a pawn shop, and pawn shops do a lot to make sure they don't get stolen goods. There's an interesting scam that at least used to happen where people would drive up in a conspicuous white van and heavily imply that they were selling stolen speakers and try and convince people to buy these speakers off them at a great discount. And they intentionally acted shady. And the scam, and it's frankly barely even a scam, is that the speakers aren't stolen. In fact, they're just incredibly poor quality speakers that you think you're getting a good deal on, but actually you're not. And in a funny way, it means that if you're honest and say, no, I want nothing to do with potential stolen goods, you can avoid the scam. But if you're a little bit greedy and you think you're getting stolen goods at a good discount, you actually get scammed by getting low quality product. But yeah, I imagine particularly in the olden days, there's so much poverty. That's one of the things that really, I think, recontextualized the idea of piracy. And in fact, most pirates actually, in reality, were allowed to be pirates legally by the UK as long as they were just stealing from other countries. They were given full authority and charter to rob other ships outside of the UK flag, the British flag. So, in a way, they were private military contractors given free reign. But yeah, there's also so much poverty, and potentially the very poor people in the UK in this time frame would have been working land they don't own, barely making enough to feed themselves, and having to pay tribute to land barons who then were potentially paying tribute to royalty. And it certainly wouldn't have been a time of mass consumerism and mass product development. So if you are trying to get gold, it's usually a single shilling to feed a family, or pay some debt, buy medicine, things like that. Not the latest Xbox or anything like that. That is more of a frivolous purchase. Okay. Found the wanted poster. It's quite flattering. Turnpike would be jealous. So we get the wanted poster, but it doesn't seem like it does anything to it unless it gives us a charge. Yeah, I'm questioning that. Sorry, I went on a bit of a rant there and stopped playing. And I need to be careful not to do that. Otherwise, this is going to go on forever. 1. Do we go 101? Yes, I guess we do. Do we go 2 or do we go 1? I guess you go 2, because the odds are higher. Something happening there. And we're on the first subchapter of 8, so we might as well just start using our abilities. This isn't charged yet. And I guess we're just trying to get gold, but gold has kind of proven itself to not be really that useful. And when you're not doing a duel, there's no real reason to focus on like the guns or the trees. I don't even know what the trees would give you, if they give you anything. So yeah. Let's see, 4, then turn 4, 7, 8. Do we go with the 9 or do we go with the 7? I think you'd go with the 9. 0, 1. This is a bad turn of events. Like, we pretty much lost. So we might as well just restart the hand now. So your goal is to find 5 wanted posters, loot 900 gold, and defeat the chapter boss. They seem to kind of demand that you get quite a bit of gold. And yeah, it seems like when you start, it also refills everything for you. I don't know if there's really a reason for that much gold, though. It seems kind of frivolous. Go ahead and shuffle now, I guess. We have 2, so we'd have to play 1 first, then a 2, then 3, I guess, 4, 5, then can we get rid of something that wouldn't really synergize? There we go. 4. 3, 2, 1. Hmm. 8. Do we want to go on this 7? Probably. And then 6, 7, 6. 7, 8, 0. I guess 1, 0. We're back to hearing just kind of weird, very short background sound effects, where it definitely feels like there should just be a full song happening instead of it just fading in and then fading out. We've got so many jokers available to us, but we still aren't really running into a scenario where it makes sense to use more than one joker, or you're not going to like create a victory win condition using just 2 or 3 jokers. Even using all these jokers, a lot of times feel like they're not going to win. Now I guess there's a question about, does getting a higher combo help you get higher gold multiplier more than getting multiple combos? Since we don't know the real numbers, getting a combo of 5 and then getting another combo of 5 may give you more of a gold multiplier than getting a combo of 10. Oops. There we go. We'll clear that fairly quickly. And then I guess we'll probably end up doing maybe as many as 5 more games in a row without any story. Yeah, that definitely feels like that might be the case. 7, 8, 7. Then do we go 6? Can we hit this 5 if we do? 8. Think we end there. 4, 5, 6. I guess I could have done 4 instead, but whatever. 0 doesn't work. 1, 2. See, 1 gets 2, and then 1. We go 0. No, we'll go 2, and then 1. 0. Okay. Now is probably as good of a place as any to re-roll. I guess we go with the 9 here. And we'll see if this does anything for us. Not really. Okay, then 5, 4, 3, 4, 8, 9, 8, or 9, 8, 9, 8, 9. I have to assume that there's one more key under one of these two piles. 9, 5, 6, 5. 2, 3, 2. Do we play this now? Yeah, I don't know if that really helped anything. So the key must be under here. So now if we have to replay this, we'll know to go for the top and the bottom pile first. There's our wanted poster. So now we know where that is. Seven, 8, 7, 6, I guess. Take that spare. Now we have 4 cards to potentially find a 5 or a 7. That should be fairly easy to do. And you really don't even have to worry about the gold. You're going to get that much if you just manage to clear these games at all. Even playing on very hard, it's not particularly difficult. Okay. Need cups and masks. And can only play that one card, so start with that. Let's see. I guess you go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I guess these only unlock based on the cards you match on the table, not in the deck, because I don't think I got 2 matches playing a mask card on another mask card. If I did, then that's once again one of those things that's not being made just blatantly clear to the player. I kind of feel like Regency Solitaire had a little bit of that too. Not enough to really hamper the experience, but yeah, there's enough room for potential confusion that it should be mentioned. Of course, it's been a very long time since I've played Regency Solitaire, so I could be totally wrong about what I think was there. I'm more referring to my vague recollection of the game than the reality of the game. Is now the time to shuffle? And we've got to charge, we probably should. And I just got an achievement. So that's wild at heart. Fill all available spare card and joker slots. Okay. So we now know that there are no more spare cards and it's full up. So we should get one more spare card if we can get one more spare card just to see what happens. But if we go a couple of sub-chapters and don't see a spare card, then we know we've locked the possibility of getting a spare card at all. And we should start spending these cards to get rid of them. That, and then that one, and that one, and then that, 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 and that. Is there a spare card I could play that would... And I could play 0 and then 9, 8, 7. Or 0, 1, 0. Yeah, let's do that. 0, 1, 0. 9, 8, 7. And then 7 has to go to 6. And then 5, 6, 7. That's... Let's see. And then we could play another one of these. And I guess we're just trying for a combo over 25 at this point. So let's play that. And then we can do that. And that we're at 26 now. And I don't think it really would be worth it to go any further because you're just going to at that point get 27, 28, and 29. You're not even going to hit 30. We ended on a high combo. But I feel like if there was going to be any real achievement as far as a combo, it would almost have to be hitting 30 or actually doing an entire game in one turn. Which would then be, I guess, just whatever the number of cards are on the table. Hey, a cut purse just tried to rob me, but I caught her in the act. Stop, thief. It's a little too early for Shadowhand perhaps to take on a apprentice cut purse since she's fairly new to the whole experience herself. At 55 versus 44, low damage. We've got some rats, so we might as well think about using them. Plus, she's got a bleeding weapon and a poultry's to heal bleeding. Let's see, I guess you will think about what we're going to play here and how this would be best suited to be played. Alright. So that heals the poison, the bleeding, but not the poison. Okay. And she's gonna hit me with bleeding though, which I guess I play that, but I didn't even look to see if there were any cards to play. There were. That was really dumb. There's clearly a specific way you're supposed to play this game, and I just proved myself incompetent as far as actually pulling that off. Do we want to go to 5 or 3 and 2? Guess I could have gone 5, 6, 5, actually come back to it. But then I wouldn't have had a 4. Hey. She is defensive to sea weapons, so a land weapon might do better. But and this would do the same amount of damage, so can't do anything, so we might as well shoot. And yeah, I'm zoning out. And this is definitely happening too much, where I feel like I can go in another hour, and then halfway through a recording I just start zoning out. If anything, it is kind of a different symptom, because for several weeks ago, for a very long time, I would feel incredibly tired and not even be able to start recording. So now at least I have my ambition back, but I don't really have the stamina. I'm not sure if I caught the flu or something and didn't show any symptoms, but was just weakened by it. Or maybe I'm just getting older. That is also a very believable possibility. We can never really quite get back to where I'd like to be as far as when I was 10, 12 years old, playing video games for hours upon hours and not even realizing that I'd spent 8, 12 hours playing a game. See, is there anything more do we really want to use this now? Bleeding stops after itself, so yeah. You don't have to have a poultice. I could see this game getting really frustrating if you had to have a poultice always every time you were bleeding. Otherwise you'd just bleed forever. Although I could understand why a stats effect like that might exist. It would almost have to have a chance of doing damage each turn, though, not a guarantee. Or it would have to only do 1 damage per turn, to the point where it wasn't really that important to heal. I would have to assume that Shadowhand does not really require as much game balancing and testing as an average RPG would, because you're just not going to have that large of a player base compared to something like Skyrim or World of Warcraft or anything like that, and they're not going to play as much as one might play Skyrim or World of Warcraft. And honestly, I couldn't tell you if the balance or testing on either of those games is much better than Shadowhand. But yeah, I think we can win here. Yeah, we should be able to. 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 5, 6, 4, probably I've already won, but whatever. 3, 2, 1, 0. 15 damage. That got us 2 stars. Now, we don't have to get a certain number of stars in this chapter, and I'm glad that isn't a requirement in every chapter, because that'd be very annoying. I have the cut purse coat, reduce sea weapon damage by 10% and 54 gold. I didn't mean to spill your drink. There's no need for violence. See, they're not even telling you or giving any lines of dialogue to earn a swigger here. You're just into a fight. You just have to imagine that she bumped into somebody. So that's pretty pathetic. I'm glad this has... Right, that's a little bit more defense, so we'll take it. What was that replacing? 40% chance to deflect animal attacks, rats, dogs, and leeches. Yeah, you're going to be attacked by sea weapons a lot more often than that. And yeah, I think we should probably... Unless we start running into people that are incredibly vulnerable to poison or bleeding, I think we'll just use another rat while we can. We have plenty of money. And the shop's just not really offering us enough to spend. Okay. So he's going to use Brute's Brew, increase the chance of stun by 100% for 3 turns, and weapons charging slowed. I kind of wonder if all potions are technically alcohol, even things like the health potion, healing elixir. If that was the case, then that would mean all the potions you drink potentially could get you drunk. And I assume if you get drunk, it's probably some effect like you skip turns, but I haven't really seen that effect.
Duel.
Let's see. 8. Is now really the time to shuffle, or... Play a card. I think we just end our turn here. I think we go back and forth until something more interesting happens first. This guy has a lot of health, but he kind of feels like you should just straight up be able to beat him really easy. And that would be kind of nice, as if instead of it just being the next person is always more difficult and has more health or some new trick to them, maybe every now and then we should just run into random people who are super easy. I could see a version of this game where every card solitaire game was a duel, and sometimes you're just fighting really low level rats or things like that. Alright, which one? I guess you hit this one. Okay. And then I'm just gonna shoot the guy. What is his weapon? Forging hammer. Pummel for 14 base damage and a 20% chance to stun. Reduce enemy defense by 20% for 2 turns. Wow, that seems like something that's pretty bad. Pretty dangerous. Okay. Which way do we want to play here? I think if we play on this 2, we can reveal a new card. And then I think we'll hope that this shuffle helps us. 3, And then we'll hope that this helps us. 4. It still doesn't help us quite enough, but it did get us charged, so we can actually attack. There's still just a major difference in health. It's odd. It kind of makes it feel like you're supposed to go back and play the previous chapter 2 or 3 times just to grind out experience, and I'm not even sure if you're really getting experience, because I mean, I hate to harp on this, but I've got to be fair, and I've got to be a fair critic. If there is XP you're gaining when you beat a chapter, it's not being shown to you. Like, I have no clue as far as why I level up. It seems like you just level up for beating a chapter. It is kind of nice that you can see how many turns you have to beat them to get a certain amount of stars, but I also would have never thought it was there. I would have thought you would have hovered up here to see the stars, or there would have been an icon up here or over here. Okay. I'm gonna throw the rat at him. That was a lot of damage. Bleed 3 damage, poison 3 damage. Is he susceptible to rats? I don't know how he could be. Enemy defense -20. 2. Do I want to go 3-4, or do I want to go 2-1-0? I think I want to go 1-0. Then take this 9. And then can't do anything more. He's not weak to either kinds of weapons, so we'll just shoot him. And he's finally got his hammer ready to do a massive amount of damage to me. Alright. First, check to see if you can play. That's the first thing you always should do. In fact, they should pretty much stop you from clicking on any of these, and or popping up pop up a warning at least if you do try to click on any of those. Guess who used this? 0, 1, 2, 3. Nothing more can be done. He's just drinking more alcohol. What does this do again? Increase your chance to stun by 100%. So if he can charge in the next 3 turns, he's gonna almost certainly stun me. And I'm not gonna get him down to 0 in the next 3 turns. Regain some health. And I think I am just I think I do need to just buy more consumables if I can. Every time there's an opportunity, I'm gonna, going forward, just drain all the consumables possible. Okay. Do we want to play this now? this really just feels way too long. Increase your chance to cause bleeding. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a chance to attack in the next couple turns. And I guess you almost certainly are gonna just end up having to wait until they've used all their items. Wait, there was a 2 there. Ah. I can't undo that. I messed up. So now I'm stunned, which gives him this just great opportunity to completely kill me. Yeah, I'm just getting a terrible run of luck. Yeah. Yeah. There is close to 0 chance that this is gonna work. I would have to get bleeding, I'd have to just get incredibly lucky. 0, 1, and then 1. Then do we want to go 2 or 0? I think you go 2 here because that reveals another card. And then you go 1, and then you go 0. Take that spare. 5, 4. We go back to 5 or do we go to 3? I think we go 3 because it's a sword card. Then that's 2, 1. Still didn't create bleed effects. So yeah, I'm gonna have to get really, really lucky if to win here. 0, I guess, has to go to 1, then 2, then 3. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6. 6. 5. 6, 5, 4. 4, 3. This doesn't even have a bleeding chance, doesn't it? Let's see if we can shuffle here and use these cards to our advantage and maybe clear this entire field and get really high. So 3, 2, 3, 4. Do I want to use a Joker card now? Because I could go like Joker 7, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. 7, 6, 7, 8. I should have done this 6, 9, 0, 9, 0. 20, if I can get piercing, wins the game. Doesn't quite win it, but doesn't mean we're out. 6. Wow, I am shocked that that is a 3-star victory. That, that did not feel like that should have been a 3-star victory. And really all this establishes is that it feels like they may have played each of these puzzles in these duels once or twice and then picked a general round number for the goals. And instead of thinking, oh, that duel was too long, we should do something about that. 27 gold in Brute's Brew. And another Joker card. So Shadowhand, it's not too late to change sides. If you are finding it hard work as a land pirate, you could join my crew and give the sea a try. I'd rather fight alone, thanks. I have unfinished business. Oh well, that Maria friend of yours enjoyed her time at sea immensely. I'm off. Watch your back, Shadowhand. Just to be clear, I don't like you robbing around here. This is my home turf, and I don't want to share the pickings or the glory. Why do you do it? None of your business. See, that would be kind of funny if Rich Turnpike turned out to be a potential sequel character. That being said, I don't think Grey Alien Games would want to do that, because in Regency Solitaire, you're playing as a female protagonist, and Shadowhand, you're playing as a female protagonist. They clearly have a theme in mind in which they want to make games with female protagonists. So it would be kind of weird to have a third game come out, particularly a third solitaire game, and where you played as Rich Turnpike. But I do think he will come back in the story to show something. I wouldn't be surprised if he turns out to be her father, if her father's alive. No, he wouldn't be the father, would he? He would be Peregrine, the elderly man who handles the estates of Shadowhand, Lady Cornelia, or whatever her name is. I mean, I've already forgotten what her real name was. Yeah, he's Peregrine. That makes the only sense at all. And so he may be robbing people for fun, or he may be robbing people to fund the estate. And this may be on the verge of a revelation that she's going to actually inherit nothing but a bunch of debt on Darkmoor estate. Let's call it a night. I don't really want to see you again. He seemed offended. Even so, I just about managed to blend in as an outlaw. And then I guess we're back to just playing normally. Maybe we're looking for posters. Maybe not. It's been long enough where it would be understandable if some people forgot about the posters. And the concept of posters really could have been something you were collecting even from the very beginning of the game. And if this was a bigger game that was more of a AAA style game for a bigger audience, I imagine you'd have hand-drawn posters that are actually concept art of the game, and you would unlock each of those throughout the entirety, starting at like the first chapter as extra collectibles. Okay. So we'll play the tree to match that. And then 8, 2, 1. C. 8, 7. I guess 4, 5, 4. And then we go 3 for a cup, or 5 for a cup. I guess 3, because we haven't seen that many 3s. I guess that would be the best strategy you could play, is just a diversity spread to try and have as many cards that you haven't seen revealed as quickly as possible and not end up with 4 or 5 of the exact same number face up at the same time. Okay. Guess we'll hit this. And then might as well just play this now. 3. 6. And at that point we would have needed a 7. Decent enough combo. And here's the 7 we needed. So 8, 9, 0, 9, 0, 9. That's as good as we can go. And then 5, 4, 3 would stop there, or 5, 6, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. And that stops it there. Now we go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, then 2, 3, and 4. I guess there is a poster there, unless that's just something different. 9, 3. There is definitely some illogical idea that you would be thrown in prison and escape out of prison in less than one night, and nobody would notice that you had gone missing. Yeah, increasing your undues is really just admitting you would make more mistakes. So you're given a golden tankard. Interesting. That's not what I was expecting to pick up. I can't help but feel like it's going to be fairly frustrating though if I get 3 stars in every subchapter except for the one in the middle, and then I have to potentially play the entire chapter over again. Maybe when you beat the game. I don't really believe this is the case, but it would be kind of nice if when you beat the game you can pick subchapters individually instead of having to try and play your way up to a point. But I bet you it is going to just make you play an entire chapter. There might be no achievements for getting all 3 stars too. On the other hand, there might be an achievement for getting all 3 stars, but it may not matter so much considering you might be able to do it on easy. 5, 4, 3, 4. Can I get back to 5, or do I want to go 6, 7, 8, 7? 6, 7, 8, 7. Do I want to shuffle now? I don't think so. 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 4, 0. Oops. It was a 1. 3, 4. Okay, that's probably the slightly better time now. Do we want to play this and change this? 9, 7. Darn it. Right. Well, that's all working. I guess we're just building up gold now, though. We're building up our charge. We should stop using items. Yeah, this charge is not going to be at maximum by the time we clear this board. I've played poorly. But I think we can survive that mistake. It would really suck if we couldn't, because that means that when we go to restart the hand during the final duel, we still probably wouldn't have a full charge on everything. Unless the game just gives us full charges, which maybe it does. Or maybe it carries over the charges even when you do reset a hand. Guess you go 2, 3 here. 6, 0, 9, 0. 2, 8. This is kind of a bad layout. 9 cards remaining. 7. Oops. Should have done that one. Actually, I may have messed up here because I need the poster. I may have to use the Joker card. Or 2. I guess we need to use at least one Joker card. We could probably ignore the other Joker card. If the next 3 ones don't give us a 1 or a 3. There we go. We got lucky. Yeah, we could have just taken 2 stars. And that just gave me an achievement called Star Quality. Earn 20 stars in a chapter. So that may be the biggest achievement around stars, but I see another achievement that has stars in the thumbnail of it, so I bet that's not the case. I was hoping to have a quiet drink without attracting any more trouble. Unfortunately, it seems this belligerent drunkard seller won't leave me alone. So we have Jack Tar, which he has a 10% defense on sea weapons, and he has a hack for 9 base damage and 10% chance to stun and 20% chance to cause bleeding. That is a really good weapon. And then he has the sea service pistol, 25% chance for piercing, 9% base damage. He has a snuff bomb, weakens opponents' attacks and defense. I really would love to have that. And a tankard of ale replenishes 20% of your maximum health, but the weapon charge is slowed. Wow, and that seems to just be a permanent effect as far as doing the tankard of ale. So probably don't want to do that. Maybe that is a case where the entirety of all alcohols have a chance of your weapon charging slowing down, and you should just never drink alcohols. Alright, let's see if we can pull this off. Okay, we desperately need more options, so we'll start with this one. That doesn't do us any good, any favors. is there going to be any time when we can reshuffle? At the moment, it's better than now. I don't think there is. 8. Then I could go back to a 9, or I can go to a 7. We want to do a 7. Pierce damage versus just base damage. He's at 66 and I'm at 44. Okay, 2. 1, 0. Then 1, 2. I guess if I could have gotten back to 0, I could have done 9. He was just throwing everything at you. Which, if this was a strategy always, I should have just started with a defense increase. Let's see. 9, 8. 7. Key to this one. Guess we just do this for now. Wow, that's just a full deflect. You really can't afford to have somebody deflect on you. 4. He's just like weakened my damage by 30%, so maybe I should just wait a turn and increase my defenses or something. Throw the rat at him, since that's kind of probably a base thing that doesn't change. Oops. It's not what I meant to do, and honestly I don't think that restored much health either. But yeah, that might mean we're kind of doomed here, and we might be better off just resetting. Yeah, the only thing I could think is that this is intentionally going to have him just consume 2 tankards of ale and then become so incredibly drunk that he can't actually ever charge his weapons. And I'm just stunned, so I can't even do anything if I wanted to. This guy's just... that was just terrible. I guess there's no way to see what spare cards he has, or if they even do anything with the spare cards, or if, other than just remove them from the board. That might be the case. Okay, I could go 1, 2 this way, I guess, and that gets rid of some cards. It gives me something to do. Okay, 8, 7 or 8, 9. I guess that 8, 9, 8. Alright. 7. Then there's nothing more to do. 7 doesn't synergize with anything, so we'll clear this. Turn that to 6. Take that. 5, 4. Then 5, 6 back. Or 5, 4. So it starts with 5. Then it goes that way. Okay. Yeah, I'm just doomed though. I don't see any way of succeeding here. And then the next turn will almost certainly, then we'll just reset this and retry it. Because you have to defeat the boss. You really don't have to do any of the previous chapters. But you probably wouldn't succeed very well unless you did do the previous sub-chapters. Let's see. Yeah, 2 more health. Best case scenario, I just turn up my defense. Okay. And it makes all the sense in the world to drink that, and that just gave me 9. So that doesn't make sense. That would only give me 9 health. Hmm. 9 health would feel like 2% of our health. Like 9, I guess, is 20% of 44, isn't it? Or roughly rounding. In fact, even rounding upward. Nope, that would just be rounding the right way. So, yeah, percentages not particularly impressive if you're going to have relatively low amounts of health. They only start to be impressive when you're in the triple or higher digits, based on weapons that are doing 9 damage. Guess there's nothing else I can do, so we'll do that. I'd have to just get incredibly lucky and deflect attacks over and over again, and that's not what. It's not likely to happen. 8, 7, 8. 8, 7, 6. 8, 7, 6. No, it's gotta be 8, 7, 8. And do we use the shuffle now? I mean, I have a decent amount of cards. 7, 6. Yeah, the charge on his weapons aren't that slowed. Not to the point where I thought it would have to get for it to start really affecting the game. We want to play a spare one. I mean, we might as well give it every chance we got. If anything, it just feels like the game is cheating in my favor and drawing it out. And you have to win, so yeah. I should have just reset the run. And see, at this point, everything is fully charged except for this. And I don't know why that would be the case, but whatever. Let's see. There's a grog bomb. 20% of maximum health. And then weakens as far as the snuff bomb. That snuff bomb really did do a wreck on me. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is start by immediately trying to increase my defense, because it does seem like they very much are gonna throw everything at me very early. Let's see. 7. Can't do anything more. Shuffle. I don't know why I'm shuffling. Like, now would be the time to not shuffle. I guess we'll go for piercing damage first. 5. 4. 5. And I guess we could play a spare 5 here, but that wouldn't do anything. We could play a joker. Would a joker make sense? I mean, sure, joker 2, joker 1, 0. Right, yep. Play joker 1, and then open this up. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back to 6 here, I guess. Make the most sense. And then this 5. Could combo it one more time to get to this 4. Not that 4. That 4. Another joker card. 3. 4. Or 3, 2, 1. 19 combo. 0 could get us this 9. Or this 9. See. 2. Joker 2, 3, 4. Joker 2, 3, 4. We're at like 23 now. 125% attack bonus. We're just trying for like a really lucky piercing shot. Then Joker 8, 9. Then that could be 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 2. And is it really worth it to get this tankard of ale? No. But if I played a Joker here, then that refills the whole thing. And so now we're at like a 33 combo. And is there more of a reason to keep playing this at 175 attack bonus? Joker 7. Joker 3, 2. Back to 3. Bring back a Joker. We got 3, 4, 5. So now we're at 5. Can we go Joker 2, Joker 1, 2, 1. I'm just using all the Jokers at this point. Let's see. Joker. Do we have anything touching anything? Not yet, but we could in a second. 220%. Joker 5. Joker 5. Alright, reshuffle. Then you go with 6. Five, 6. 47 combo. Yeah. Still feels like you would have to get fairly lucky to get to a 50 combo. And oh, that's just a piercing 23 damage. That did give me a achievement called Combo Virtuoso. Make a combo of 40 or higher. And so we may end up just resetting this anyways, but that was worth testing out to see if it unlocked an achievement. If that had been piercing, that would have put us a lot closer to victory. But there's, I guess, a real question as far as whether piercing attacks can be increased easy enough to pull off something. I could throw a rat at him at this point if I have nothing better to do. and just deflected the rat. And that was definitely the right time to increase our defense. 5, 4. Interesting. Our damage is way low. I guess if I drunk this, then done that huge combo, then my Pierce would have been 100. But yeah, I'm barely doing one attack. 9, 8. Nothing else. 3. Now would be kind of a bad point to guess we could drink this. I'm just waiting for this to stop. Weapons charge is going to be down for 3 turns by 50%. I guess that's how long the golden tankard does its thing. There we go. So now we're back to potentially succeeding, but decent chance we won't. And I guess this would be about the best time to... No. Yeah, I guess maybe that works. 3. That's all I can do. See, 8, 9 or 8, 7. 8, 7. It didn't work out as well as I'd hoped. I was hoping for a 6. But whatever. So 5, 4, 5, E. Spare card. Well, if I do end up winning here, I'm gonna have to struggle to build up my inventory of jokers again. Although there was a high chance that I was never actually going to use them anyways. Can't 5 do anything more. I could play the spare card and do that. $10 to 30. Yeah, at this point, it probably, if I wasn't making a YouTube video, this would be the point where I'd probably just reset again, but I want to wait till it's a little bit more obvious. Okay, Pierce of 11 did 10 damage instead of 11, but if he just has a really bad run of turns, maybe I could win here. Or if I got just an amazingly good combo that could pierce and do 16. 8, 7, 6. or, you know, even just getting this tankard could help me. Yeah. Okay, if I can get a pierce, I can win here. 5, 6, 5. 30% attack bonus for 12. We keep going forward on the piercing chances. Start by hitting a couple of those. Did that help? No. Did that help? No. Okay. Take this 9, I guess. And then roll that. This probably still does enough to win. Of course, that was only 2 stars. Now, loot wise, we get 81 gold, a snuff bomb, a grog bomb. Only one of that. We don't get any of the wild cards he picks up. Is that Lord Fleetwood having a drink? I know I can trust him. Ah, is that you, lady? Oh, excuse me, Shadowhand. I'm very glad to see you. As am I, Lord Fleetwood. It's so good to see a friendly face. Would you like to join me for supper? I often enjoy a hearty pie or quenching brew here. Dine well. Then we may train together in my armory, if it pleases you. Alright, so now they've got replenishes 50% of your maximum health, which is a big improvement. Before we buy any food though, let's just make sure we don't have any new weapons. Oh yeah, there is a kind of massive amount of weapons here available. Hack for a base of 12. Shoot for a base damage of base of 13 and 20% chance to stun. These two were the ones we sold. Slash for base damage of 11 and a chance to stun. This is a Sailor's Cutlass plus 3. Okay, I'm starting to see how this is gonna go, and I was thinking that was what was gonna happen, but there's Flashy Blunderbuss, base of 13. This has a charge of 6. This has a charge of 5 with a 25% chance of pierce. So I'm gonna buy this first, and since that's a charge of 5 and that's a charge of 5, there's really, I don't think, any reason to hold this. Sell it for 50 gold? I think yes. And I don't think you're even going to be able to buy back these items for, well, we may just have a ton of gold. And so here we have a land melee weapon versus a sea ranged weapon. So if we could get a land melee weapon, that would be great, but I don't think we have that as a choice. So We go with another C weapon that's 11. Or do we want to go with a second blunderbuss? The blunderbuss is not a land or a sea weapon. But it does have a potential to stun with a charge of 6, where this is a charge of 5. Soldier sword plus 3. Oh, we already had some weapons that were like this. Yeah, we're not getting a lot of gold back for selling these things, but we might as well. There are no new costumes. But yeah. Consumable. Hearty meat pie. Which we may want that later. Yeah, I'm generally gonna try and have one of everything. Cancel slowness with the strong T. Yeah. I kind of suspect there won't be more than maybe 3 rows of unique items, and if not, maybe all 4 rows of unique items and no more, because the items stack in the gear, which might be the same in the outfits. As far as the weapons themselves, I think they may just straight up tell you your inventory is full. But I also wouldn't be surprised if there isn't as much variety as there seems to be, because I wouldn't be surprised if it jumps quite a bit from like soldier sword 1 to soldier sword plus 3. And I just don't think there's the best argument to own anything else, unless we were specifically trying to get something that had stun or something that was a tool. And we could spend 1,200 and we don't even have 1,200 to spend. Right. So that goes to 10 and can go higher. And then we'll bring the luck up to 2. I'm not sure what I really want to increase though. Charge active abilities faster. Start the cards with cards face up. Find more jokers and spare cards. Draw better stock cards. I think you want draw better stock cards. Just finesse. Getting more gold is probably fairly useless. So yeah, next chapter we're going to Fleetwood's Armory. Man, the more I play this game, the more I realize just how long this really is going to end up being. It does seem like they've maxed out at having only 8 sub-chapters per chapter. And I definitely do recall that in Regency Solitaire this was a similar situation where there was... It started getting longer and longer the more you played. But yeah, this definitely does feel like this is going to go on forever. Yep. And I guess if this was a AAA game that had more budget, you'd probably exit out and see your character as you've costumed her instead of this hand-drawn image. There is a game called Torchlight where you see your character in all their armor on the main menu. And it's not particularly uncommon. I think even maybe some of the later Diablo games had that same feature, and definitely Borderlands has that feature if you go back to the main menu. I haven't seen it lately though, not in the past 4 or 5 years. Alright, well, I'm rambling, and that was a hour and 35 minutes. I definitely won't try to make another recording tonight. I need to sleep. That's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want to friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.